the hospital right now with his wife.
With his wife. Yep.
With his wife Vicky by his side.
He's
They're
there.
waving
He's waving to the crowd. People are applauding. Very happy to see him. He looks good. He's walking on his own. He didn't come out in a wheelchair the way most people come out of a hospital. I believe that's Caroline Kennedy. There you can see his son Patrick is there as well, and a couple of the family, at least one or two of the family dogs, He's there patting them. He wrote a children's book about one of his dogs on Capitol Hill a couple of years ago. But this is probably the best medicine in the world for him now, to go home, to go to Hyannisport, to relax as much as you can when you get a diagnosis like this, and await further test results to determine just what kind of treatment he will have for this tumor.
Well, Ann, what we had been told is that Senator Kennedy would go straight to his car and not talk to reporters. But what you see is a very nice man engaging at least a little bit to well-wishers and blowing kisses. His family, of course, trying to usher him into the car. But the senator, always a politician and a performer as well, giving some thumbs up and some kisses to the crowd. His wife giving him a nice little pat on the back there as he climbs into the SUV and heads off to go sailing in Hyannisport. And I take it this is the moment people were waiting for.
Well, we don't know about... Yeah, I mean, as you said, Mika, I mean, once a politician, always a politician. If there's a hand to shake, he will shake it. And I asked somebody close to him about the sailing. They say they have not made a decision about that yet.
Okay.
It is clearly something he loves to do. But here we go. We see the SUV moving out. There is a state police SUV right here, and he's anxious, ready to go and escort him down. Hello, Senator. His dogs are in the very back of that SUV, and now he is off to Hyannisport with a police escort, and he should be home in about an hour and a half. Mika?
Bob Shrum is joining us on the phone, Ann Thompson. If you could stand by, thank you for that. I'm glad you were able to get a look at what was happening there. Bob, I don't know if you have a monitor and you can see this scene with Senator Kennedy emerging from the hospital. He looked pretty good. I mean, he had a smile on his face, and his family was by his side, and they're on their way.
You know, I couldn't see it, but I thought Ann gave a great report, and he loves not only politics, but the people of Massachusetts, I think, have a special bond with him. And the fact that they were all gathered there, it would have stunned me if he hadn't greeted them. Look, he spent, you know, I think almost 6 months in 1964 after his plane crash, where he was almost killed the year after his brother was killed, the year after President Kennedy was killed. I think he's very the hospital and very happy to leave.
Yeah, he probably is. That's for sure.
And by the way, I'll bet that he will go sailing.
Yeah, you know what?
I'm betting on that.
I absolutely agree with you. Whether the doctors advise it or not, Bob. Let's go to Bob Bazell. Obviously, this prognosis not good. The diagnosis, a malignant brain tumor.